Kansas City Chiefs have been getting better, but what's happening behind the scenes tells a bigger story. A first-round pick might already be a bust. The league's DEI stance is under national pressure, and Patrick Mahomes is training early and speaking louder without saying much at all. Draft misfires, policy flashpoints, and a quarterback is almost redefining leadership. Can the Chiefs stay ahead, or are quiet cracks forming beneath their winning streak? Felix Anudike-Uzomah entered the league as a first-round pick in 2023. Expectations were immediately high. The Kansas City Chiefs selected him 31st overall, hoping to add youth and explosiveness to their defensive front. He was a local standout from Lee's Summit and a star at Kansas State. The fit looked ideal. But now, entering year 3, reality is setting in, and the numbers raise serious concerns about his future. Anudike-Uzomah has started just 3 games in 2 seasons and logged 41 tackles, 3 sacks, and 2 forced fumbles. His 2024 snap share was just 31%, according to team tracking data from Pro Football Focus. He ranked 124th out of 211 qualified defensive ends, a drop from his rookie season performance metrics. That low impact stands out more now because Kansas City has re-signed both Charles Omenihu and Mike Pennel. Those deals signal where the coaching staff believes the reliable production is coming from this upcoming season. George Karlaftis remains ahead of Anudike-Uzomah on the edge. Omenihu and Pennel are also projected to rotate heavily. The 5th-year option, set for a decision after 2025, now looks increasingly unlikely to be exercised. Insiders say the Chiefs' front office is fully aware that the pick hasn't delivered what was expected. General manager Brett Veach has earned praise for drafting future stars like Creed Humphrey, Nick Bolton, and Karlaftis. However, his record includes visible misses. Clyde Edwards-Helaire remains one, and Anudike-Uzomah could now join that short list. There's no denying Anudike-Uzomah has shown effort and flashes, but in Kansas City, flashes are never enough. Kansas City's edge group is now loaded, and rotational opportunities are getting tighter heading into training camp. The team doesn't need him to develop. They need immediate contributors to support another deep playoff push. Injuries to key defenders could still change that rotation, but barring major changes, his usage might remain limited. The 2025 NFL Draft adds more urgency. Kansas City holds the 30th overall pick and 6 total selections. Defensive line depth is expected to be a focus again, according to multiple national mock draft analysts. Kansas City has also hosted several edge prospects during official pre-draft visits in late March and early April. This signals they're still looking for pass-rushing impact and may use another top 100 pick on the position. Drafting another edge rusher would directly challenge Anudike-Uzomah's place in the 53-man rotation going into September. Coaches have kept their feedback general, saying only that growth is expected from all young defenders this offseason. What happens over the next 5 months could determine if he stays long-term or ends up trade bait. Chiefs fans haven't forgotten where he was drafted. The opportunity cost of that pick remains a hot topic. Anudike-Uzomah still has time, but pressure is mounting fast, and the roster depth chart is working against him. So does he rise now, or fade into one of Brett Veach's rare first-round regrets? The NFL's stance on diversity, equity, and inclusion is under new federal and political pressure in 2025. Statements from notable league figures show public alignment, but the subtext reveals internal divisions across ownership circles. Commissioner Roger Goodell reaffirmed the league's support during recent meetings with media and franchise executives in Florida. "Diversity makes us better," Goodell said. "We will comply with federal laws and keep developing talent league-wide." Chiefs owner Clark Hunt echoed that view. He stated there will be no change in Kansas City's current approach. Hunt added that the league remains committed to growing diversity across all levels and operational structures. Falcons owner Arthur Blank told reporters that progress has been made, but there's always more work ahead. Patriots owner Robert Kraft added, "It has to be merit-based. Most of the ownership is committed to this." That phrase, "most," implies dissent exists within the group, even if not openly acknowledged during the public sessions. On the other hand, Cowboys owner Jerry Jones said, "We're right where we've always been," and his words have left his stance effectively unchanged. The variation in tone between owners has raised questions about future compliance under political and legal scrutiny. Some owners speak directly about DEI programs, while others appear cautious or vague in their positioning. Insiders say there is pressure from external parties, including watchdog groups, regarding hiring pipelines and front office diversity. Despite the tension, the league continues operating several programs focused on inclusion at coaching and executive levels. Initiatives like the NFL Diversity and Sports Medicine Pipeline Project and the Women's Forum remain active in 2025. The NFL also funds fellowships for coaching and scouting to accelerate advancement for underrepresented candidates. According to league data, minority representation among assistant coaches rose to 39% entering the last season. The league's recent data report also noted that 12 out of 32 teams had minority general managers. At ownership level, the diversity gap remains stark. League sources confirm zero change in team ownership makeup. The Chiefs have maintained a consistent structure in front office hiring under CEO Clark Hunt's direction. Team representatives have declined comment on the specifics of internal DEI audits conducted this offseason. No team violations have been reported, but compliance tracking is expected to tighten under new federal lenses. NFL attorneys briefed ownership groups in March on possible legal risks tied to workplace equity policies. Despite that, Goodell insisted the league would not walk away from efforts to expand opportunity within football. The policies are designed to develop talent, Goodell said. That won't change under this administration. Blank confirmed that message, saying, "We're committed regardless of the political situation around us." Several owners, including Hunt, nodded in agreement during those remarks, according to the media at the event. It's unclear how long unity will hold if external investigations or executive orders start targeting league initiatives. For now, the NFL remains publicly committed and the Chiefs remain quietly aligned, but the spotlight is growing sharper. What happens when private loyalty meets federal power in the most watched league in America? Patrick Mahomes is already setting the pace for 2025, and he's showing no signs of slowing down this offseason. He was recently spotted running private workouts in Texas with offensive teammates and a few rookie invitees. Those present included Travis Kelce, Rashee Rice, Skyy Moore, and others working on timing and red zone chemistry. Observers noted drills focused on deep timing routes, release mechanics, and red zone sequencing under no-pressure conditions. This comes ahead of team OTAs, where Mahomes is expected to resume full participation in installation phases. Reports had suggested he might reduce early workload following last season's extended playoff stretch and minor injuries. Instead, Mahomes appears fully engaged, training without restriction, and leading drills at full intensity across sessions. Team insiders say the motivation stems from last season's close Super Bowl win, which left areas to clean up. Despite the championship, execution issues on offense were a recurring theme late in the 2024 campaign. That context may explain Mahomes' decision to jumpstart off-season rhythm building much earlier than he typically does. Coaches have praised his initiative and say his presence raises the focus level across the locker room. Younger players are reportedly responding well to his pace, looking sharper in route running and formation execution. In parallel to his on-field work, Mahomes' foundation announced a $5 million youth mental health funding initiative. The program will support children and teens across Missouri through local clinics and school-based support systems. The dual focus on prep and philanthropy speaks to how Mahomes continues to lead in multiple ways. He also hinted during a recent podcast appearance that this year started earlier. There's no waiting for camp. The comment raised interest around his off-season mindset, now entering his 8th full year as a starting quarterback. Mahomes holds 3 Super Bowl titles, 2 MVPs, and has reached 6 straight AFC championship games. His leadership during the early phase of 2025 prep has drawn attention across league circles already. Some league staffers reportedly reacted to his off-season intensity as a clear warning shot to conference rivals. Kansas City's offensive installs may be accelerated this offseason due to the consistency of veteran-led workouts. Mahomes' approach could also shape how the team addresses depth at wide receiver and tight end. If rookie invitees gain traction during these workouts, the urgency to sign veterans before camp may decrease. Contractually, Mahomes remains locked in through 2031 under a deal viewed as team-friendly in today's cap environment. There are no current plans to adjust the contract. According to sources familiar with internal cap strategy, the Chiefs will continue building around Mahomes through the draft and targeted acquisitions later in the offseason. Observers believe this level of off-season sharpness from Mahomes shows his focus has reached an even higher level. He's already in rhythm before camp starts. The rest of the AFC is watching and adjusting. If this is how he opens April, how much sharper will Mahomes look come postseason time? If Mahomes keeps this pace, the Chiefs won't just stay dominant, they'll widen the gap across the AFC. Veach's next draft call could reshape that outcome or break it, and the league's DEI stance is still under the spotlight. What shifts next? Hit subscribe and stay locked in to Chiefs Central.